Hey, Hippie Hunter here. I thought instead of typing up a typical, boring, rambling review, I figured instead I'd say what I felt about Marvel Point 1. Nothing really much to it, to tell you the truth. It's supposed to be some kind of book to preview what's going on in the upcoming Marvel Universe, but it really just failed to get me excited. That's the biggest flaw. There's nothing bad, really, but nothing that's really that good to begin with. I kind of don't understand the point of this whole Watcher scene, aside from trying to be unique, or I don't know. I don't even know why they even put that in there, to tell you the truth. And then they start going into the various mini stories of upcoming events and books that are in the next couple of months, such as the upcoming Phoenix event, which deals with a Nova who probably isn't Richard Rider, written by Jeff Loeb and art by Ed McGuinness. And McGuinness's art is absolutely beautiful in this. I think it's actually some of the best he's done, in my personal opinion. But this is actually the one story that I find the writing to be absolutely atrocious. Especially the one line where the so-called, or I'm not even calling this Nova because he's not Nova to me, goes, "All these people epic fail." That's just terrible writing right there, in my opinion. And it does absolutely nothing to get me excited for the upcoming Phoenix event. Nothing at all. Then they have a story about the upcoming Age of Apocalypse ongoing, which I think is the best of the bunch, but it's, again, I don't really care, once more, at all. I've never really cared for the Age of Apocalypse universe, except for the most recent Uncanny X-Men, Uncanny X-Force arc, which is absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. I keep saying that. But, again, the writing's good, but I just find myself not being able to care at all. Let's see, what else did they get into after this more stupid Watcher? Oh, the upcoming Scarlet Spider book by Chris Yost, who is revealed to be Kane. Don't care again. Next. And then they have this story by Fred Van Lent, which I have no idea what is going on. I honestly don't even know why Fred Van Lent, excellent writer, but constantly does stories with characters no one ever gives a crap about. I think that's kind of why his books don't sell very well. I think that if he were actually put on a top-tier book with characters that people are more interested in, he'd be right up there. But alas, not so much. And then finally we have the upcoming Defenders preview by Matt Fraction, but doesn't get me excited for that because I'm totally burnt out from Fear itself. So I have no interest in picking up Defenders, mostly on that principle alone. And then finally we have the upcoming Ultron event by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Brian Hitch. And it continues from what we've seen in Avengers 12.1 and the first arc of the Avengers book, which built up to this upcoming storyline. But it's just really a teaser for the upcoming story, and it just needed a bit more meat to it. Like I said, there's mostly not a book that's bad, just dull and not exciting. And it honestly wouldn't be that big of a problem if it were a typical regular $2.99 or even a $3.99 book. However, Marvel decided to charge $5.99 for this book. And while Bleeding Cool reported that a lot of comic book stores are giving it away or offering it at a much reduced price, my comic book shop sold it to me for full price. Nothing against them on that. Wonderland is awesome. But $6, this book is actually very similar to DC Universe Zero, which was a regular size comic for only 50 cents a couple years ago, which previewed Final Crisis, Batman R.I.P., Wonder Woman, Rise of the Olympian, I think New Krypton. I'm not too sure about that. And also Brave New World, 80 pages for $1. While Brave New World wasn't that great, it was only $1, so I'm not going to complain on that, especially when it's only 80 pages. This is 50 pages for $6. And that, in my opinion, is a crime. A flat-out crime. Marvel just really needs to stop price gouging their fan base. I've never seen a company so contempt of their fan base because of this. And that's all I really have to say about that incredibly dull, overpriced book, which made me feel like that was the biggest waste of $6 ever. I had no emotion to it at all because of it. And I think that might be even worse than an actual bad comic.